Big ideas are at the center of a gathering of community leaders in Hazard today. And former President Donald Trump makes an endorsement in the race for Speaker of the House.
Plus, we are watching out for maybe a few spotty showers this evening, but cooler and drier weather is on the way. All those details coming up as Mountain News First at 4 continues.
Mountain News First at 4 continues.
The second annual Appalachian Big Ideas Festival is underway in Hazard. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox is there with more on today's events.
Community leaders from nonprofits to schools and beyond are meeting here at the Hazard Community and Technical College. Flood recovery continues to be a main focus in discussions, but other topics have surfaced as well, like preserving Native American heritage. Coordinator Stacy Fugit says they wanted to cover many areas.
And so we're still tying into the flood recovery aspect of things, but really we just wanted to tie in a lot of different aspects of Appalachian culture as per usual, and so that was a big theme last year as well. We have some folks from the Cherokee Nation here.
Part of the festival so far has been the premiere of a film called We Will Speak, talking about preserving Native American languages. I'll have more on the festival later at 6, but for now, back to you.
Chandler, thank you. Kentucky Poet Laureate and Eastern Kentucky native Silas House will be speaking at the festival from 5 to 6 p.m. And he's also my guest Monday night at 7 on Issues and Answers. Another organization that was awarded funding at this year's SOAR Summit was the Kentucky Steam Heritage Corporation. The organization was awarded $1.9 million to complete a project called The Yard. President Chris Campbell says this will allow them to restore parts of railroad history while adding much more.
Railroad facility was abandoned about 20 years ago, and we're bringing it back to where it's going to look like it would have in the 80s. So painting everything, stabilizing everything, and then laying a bunch more track. And the track's going to allow us to show off the pieces of railroad equipment that we have. So we have some really nice pieces.
Campbell says the project will help them construct an R.J. Corman Pavilion building, glass house, and more. He believes the project will bring in more tourists to the region. We'll have more about it tonight at 6. Dozens of people from the Cumberland area down in Harlan County gathered at the Southeast Kentucky Community and Technical College Cumberland campus for the 59th annual Swappin' Meeting. Vendors shared their food and art with the community to celebrate the culture and heritage of Appalachia. Coordinator of Public Relations Dakota Saylor says the event is all about bringing the community together.
Well, we're here for the community, so when we have something like this going on, and we actually, when the community comes out and has a lot of fun, gets to know everybody around here, all the good folks, that's what it's all about, just being here for them.
The Swappin' Meeting runs until 5 o'clock today, but will also continue tomorrow as well.
We are live in downtown Paintsville for the 59th Kentucky Apple Festival, and the weather looking pretty good as we go into this evening for Guest Weather, sponsored by Paintsville Tourism. But earlier today, we had a few showers this morning, but now we are starting to dry out here in Paintsville, but some areas still looking at a few showers at this hour. Here's a look at satellite and radar right now, and as you can see, a few showers, especially in the Big Sandy, also close to the Virginia and Kentucky border. A few showers in Letcher County, also into Perry County, Knott County as well, and a few more showers in Pike County at this hour as well. Taking a live look across the region, some sunshine in the Cumberland Valley, also close to the I-64 corridor, and Moorhead, also London, looking out for some sunshine, but wetter over in Pikeville at this hour, looking out for more showers in that location. You can see where the sun is out, we are warmer back in the middle and upper 70s in Somerset, also Monticello, and cooler in the Big Sandy Valley. Low or temperatures back in the middle to lower 60s at this hour for Pikeville, also over in Clintwood as well. You know, as we go into this evening, we are watching out for maybe a few spotty showers, but we are tracking some drier, also cooler weather as we go into tonight. And as you wake up on Saturday, lows back in the 50s and upper 40s in some areas, but 30s on the way by Sunday. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Cameron, thank you. Donald Trump announced he is endorsing Ohio Republican Jim Jordan to fill the vacant speakership in the House of Representatives. WYMT Washington News Bureau reporter Peter Zampa is breaking down the impact of the former president weighing in.
Early Friday morning, former President Donald Trump inserting himself in this race to fill the vacant speaker's seat. Trump saying his choice is Ohio Republican Jim Jordan, one of his top allies here on Capitol Hill. On his social media site, Trump saying in part, Jordan is a star who will be a great speaker. The endorsement coming after some Republican floated Trump's name to fill the post after the far-right ouster of Kevin McCarthy earlier this week. While the speaker does not need to be a current member of the House, a Trump speakership thought to be highly unlikely. Jordan is a founder of the Conservative Freedom Caucus and chairman of the powerful Judiciary Committee. He has relationships with the group that ousted McCarthy while being a staunch McCarthy ally throughout his speakership. As of now, Jordan's most formidable opponent is Steve Scalise. The Louisiana Republican is the number 2 in the House, seen as a natural successor to McCarthy. Very popular among his colleagues, Scalise faces the challenge of charting his own path, distancing himself from the McCarthy approach that lost him his job. Scalise and Jordan are seeing split support among their colleagues. Whoever wins will have to address government funding, aid to Ukraine, and much more, likely with the threat of losing their jobs hanging over their heads. Now, Republicans are set to meet early next week to go over nominees before a conference vote on Wednesday. It's unclear when the full House will vote for the next speaker. Reporting in Washington, I'm Peter Zampa.
Former Vice President Mike Pence has chimed in about the ouster of House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Pence stopped by a drugstore and coffee shop in Iowa while on the campaign trail. Democrats are expected to vote unanimously against any Republican hopeful, so the next speaker will have to win over a divided party with one of the most narrow majorities ever in the House of Representatives.
Frankly, I'm still scratching my head about last week. Look, I had lots of fights. I led the House Conservatives when I was in Congress. I did. I had lots of fights with the Republican leadership on spending issues when I was there. And I had lots of fights with the Republican president on spending when I was there. You can ask him. He remembers it most of the time.
Republicans have called for a closed-door conference on candidates next week. Coming up on First at 4, the striking United Auto Workers puts a spotlight on how many temporary workers they have on assembly lines.
Plus, we are watching out for some drier but cooler weather by this weekend. All those details coming up after this break.